Nature Hacker, and this is your world. Thanks for joining me again. This is Nature Hacker, and today I am going to talk about an interesting subject, something that you might find gross, so you might want to tune out if you don't want to hear about that. But what I want to talk about is turning urine into alcohol. So you obviously don't want to just drink this straight, like urine beer, some people call it. Lots of people actually do drink it, and they think it's really good for you, but I don't think that training yeast to eat your urine and then drinking that yeast is going to be healthy, because then that yeast is just going to be able to colonize your bladder or whatever. So I don't think that's a smart thing. However, alcohol has more uses than just drinking. Using it as a solvent, using it as a fuel. Like if you can actually use alcohol to power a car. Like if the gas stations or gas prices go up, or the gas stations are shut down, or there's a fuel crisis or whatever, you can make alcohol by pissing in a jug. Anyway, how to do it? Well, I came up with a recipe, based on osmolality of the urine, which is basically how much salts are present. You need to have around the percentage of urine can only be about 20 or 25% to get the perfect osmolality. You can go lower than that, down to down to what? How much percentage? Divide that by 5. You can go down to about 4% urine as a minimum, I would say, for the osmolality for the yeast. Another thing is that the urea concentration is quite high. So to make the urea ideal, you want urine to only be 1% of the solution, but that's so low that you would have to add extra salt. So that gets into more complex than I want to make it, and then you would also be lacking in potassium and phosphorus and stuff at a 1% urine concentration. So things get very tricky if you titrate, which means to balance based on the urea. So I'm just going to have it over urea. And the excess urea will reduce the alcohol concentration of the final product, but I'm just going to take that loss in order to make this as simple as possible. So the simple recipe is 20% urine, 20% sugar, and then increase that volume up to 100%. So a recipe would be 200 milliliters of urine and 200 grams of sugar, which is about a cup of sugar, and just fill that up to 1 liter total, ideally with distilled water. So that right there is it. And then you put that in a jug, have the cap cracked a little bit to allow escaping CO2. Doesn't blow up your jug, and you let it sit for 4 to 5 days, and the alcohol content should be 10 to 15% after that. So I am making a batch right now, and I smelled it, and it smells like apple, like hard apple cider. I'm obviously not going to drink any of it. I think some people online have drank it. I don't know. They didn't really say what exactly it tasted like. But anyway, that's that. And so what can you do with it? Well, I don't know if it's legal. You need to look up the legality. But if you were to distill it, like distillation, if you were to distill it, it goes up to 95% alcohol, and you can use that to power lamps. You can make like alcohol lamps, like a candle basically. You can use it as a solvent. It dissolves lots of things. and things like that. So it's an interesting thing. I think it's worth to know how to make it. So I gave you the recipe there. Thanks for watching. Nature Hacker signing off.